Yeah, ready.
Fair notice. I'm gonna have to go eat here in not too.
Yep, heard.
We're doing air interdictions, correct?
We're doing aerial
Part of it is.
interdiction. Yeah, a component of it. Alrighty.
Question is, do we use stingers or hellfires?
Well, so
Hellfires.
that's air-to-air interdiction. Aerial interdiction is a separate thing. Why is my patch not? The hell? All right.
You break
Lots
it
of
again?
hellfires.
Something got borked.
Ding.
Nope.
60 this works.
Oh. I'm gonna have to clean up this mess.
Got to respawn. All right.
Oh shit.
Lag as the DAP spawns.
These fucking truck things.
They're kind of
You're
staticky.
you're gonna have to get promoted to Zeus because I have no idea where the fuck those are either.
Is it just me or is Falconer like really staticky?
No, that's just you.
There you go. I've deleted the truck things.
And lo and behold,
Server
things work
FPS?
better.
Wow,
better.
amazing.
It's absolutely fascinating how putting like 500 items in a pile actually.
Tank's performance? Who could have guessed?
Oh, you forgot the M Razor.
Where?
Do I need anything special hard or
No,
basic
just
loadout fine?
yeah, just your basic load up. What M Razor? Where?
I got it.
I
Alright.
see. H60.
Very nice.
H6.
Deleted all of that I could.
Dalton, do you have Zeus?
No, I don't believe so. Let me
I'll
check.
promote you.
No.
Ding. Heart's old ping shows up as error, no vehicle.
Nice.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't remember what causes that, but I've seen that a couple times.
Well, presumably not helped by the fact that I became a corpse, and then that corpse got deleted, therefore being no vehicle.
That could do it.
That.
Oh, Dalton,
Oh.
what'd you do?
I saw that. I saw that.
Give you Zeus, and the first thing
away
you do
for
is flip the
2
60.
seconds.
No, I move it to the right like 2 feet to clear the bush potentially, and it like
honey.
just sent it flying.
Honey.
Such is life in Zeus.
Don't say that.
Sometimes stuff just goes.
Falconer, do you have Zeus? I will give you Zeus. I'm just gifting godhood today.
Everybody's god, nobody's a god.
Yep, exactly. All right, Stukason yet?
Every time you promote somebody, it sets my
Nope.
filters.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, he has messaged me. Working on it.
Falconer, was that
Fantastic.
you running those courses?
What? What?
The
I
gun
tried
range?
to remove the bushes.
Yeah. Twas I.
Shot surprising literally no one.
Okay.
So
It scared the shit out of me when he walked around the corner in the shooting house.
They are and a good, like, complicated. This will work.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll have
0. 0.
Will it? Like a semi-complicated objective.
Art, what is your patch supposed to be?
That's what I was asking, is my patch has disappeared. It is sort of like a blank nothing.
Is that the Legion patch?
There's-
No, that's the
My
XML. It's your XML patch.
yeah, on my left on my right side, which
Right.
is nothing. Yeah. And then I can put
Oh,
I re-put
Mine's
Legion on
gone
it.
too.
Oh, the 3D
Somebody fuck
MRB.
with the
Oh, that's fascinating.
Units
Guess I
page.
get to go look into that.
Now we need
I didn't
to
do
have
it.
access to it.
Yeah.
No, you can't do our own thing, Matt.
I know, that's why I said I didn't do it.
You all are out of uniform. NJPs for all of you.
These are morale patches. They're allowed.
On the right shoulder.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We also don't have those like IFF,
Hello.
IR
Hello.
flags on our shoulders.
This
Yeah,
place
there's
is
that.
rough. IR flats are gross. Don't wear 'em.
Okay.
Stukas, as per usual, having quite strong opinions about everything.
I
Um,
did not even wear an American flag when I was over there.
This would kind of work. Faulkner, tell me if you find a good place. I need somewhere that is like a complicated ground objective layout with a fair bit of surface area that you guys would need to cover.
Like places we need to run to.
Yeah. Oh, this would work.
Hey,
Okay.
sorry I was late. I was trying to teach
I was gonna
Ro
say the
S1
fucking
stuff.
industrial area at 10918 and then up northeast to Sipnik. That's a fair distance to cover across there.
I've marked an objective 1 marker. Okay, so focused for today is going to be rapid redeployment and air interdiction stuff. A couple of things doctrinally. And this is why I want like leadership Boyle and Faulkner also usefully, but Boyle. The concept of how we use CAS and what CAS is needs to be modified somewhat. The idea of close air support is things that are within, that need coordination with the ground element because of restrictions due to friendly movement, fires, things like that. I would say what we... Whoa. You're walking weird. I would say what we normally end up doing a lot of the time as aviation falls into the category of more what's called battlefield air interdiction, which is basically preventing or denying enemy forces from bringing their units to bear against friendly forces. Usually, we just conduct this with the extra added steps of having to ask JTACs for approval, things like that. So the idea is, much like the strike packages, air interdiction is a mission set that aviation units regularly conduct. Specifically, battlefield air interdiction is air interdiction that occurs in close proximity to friendly forces, more sort of immediate at the tactical level rather than strategic level, which is more what regular air interdiction is. So the way I want you guys to start thinking about CAS specifically, as in you're calling in a 5-line with type 1, 2, or 3 control, is that it's something, think of it like a combat element. Like, I need this to occur in order for this to happen. So, for instance, I need location A suppressed so that I can bound a unit over. And that would be close air support. That directly requires close coordination with ground and air because we need to know where you're going, or you need to know that we're moving. We can't be shooting across each other. It needs to occur at the right time so it actually facilitates and is helpful to your movement. That said, you don't necessarily need to know that that BMP that's approaching your objective from, 400, 300 meters out, you don't necessarily need to know about that other than we blew it up. And so you don't need specific clearance or something like that. That's interdiction. That's a prevent people from causing you trouble. CAS is a combat element doing combat element type things. Does that kind of make sense conceptually?
Yeah.
Yep.
Makes sense to aviation, I assume?
One question being would be, what if aviation is unaware of friendlies, but the ground element is?
Well, then they can be apprised.
Okay.
But the idea is is it just me seeing people like sort of twitching as they're moving around? Animations seem to be being very
It's real funky.
okay.
Well, that's for me.
Always rough.
Cool. Anyway, but the idea is most of our operations are being conducted in very close proximity and very close coordination between air and ground. This is the way the 160th normally does this, is like most aviation units, you don't like know your pilots and you're not like hanging out with them and you don't coordinate the plan with them ahead of time. That's why the sort of traditional CAS sort of thing is so prevalent. But if you're operating with like an SF aviation unit, the 160th, they're very, very close coordinated. They're very, very involved in the planning process, the execution, the whole thing. So as we're moving through objectives, it's like, hey, we know where we're going to be. We know what you guys are going to be doing. Start thinking of aviation more like an extra combat element that has higher firepower, more maneuverability, and can fly. All right. And that's sort of the concept of what close air support should be. And then everything else is predominantly going to be battlefield, aerial, or air interdiction, or something else. Yeah, send it.
Two things. The battlefield air interdiction, airborne blocking units, is kind of how I'm imagining it.
Yeah.
Is that going to be something that I can control, or
Yeah,
will that be
100%.
just like, hey, set up, nothing comes in from the north, or will you guys just be naturally doing that anyways?
That I assume is going to be the way I would like it to be is that you guys we set it up as part of the mission. So
Okay.
think of it as close air support occurs inside of the range of there's like a limit, right? So we'll call it bail, battlefield air interdiction limit, right? The line to which friendly forces are expecting to be maneuvering, engaging, or otherwise doing shit with, right? So if we're clearing the current compound that we're in, and we're clearing down to that Paladin battery, and we've cleared this compound, this area may be sort of our air interdiction line. We're actively going to be maneuvering and doing things in this area. This is sort of our close air support range. This is, hey, we need this building suppressed so that we can move through this position. 5 lines suppressed with guns in south, out north. And that's where the actual utility of a 5 line comes in, because you know that it needs to go south north because you're going to have friendlies that are, masked in cover or, whatnot. Anything outside of that is you can set up as just a air interdiction zone where it's like, hey, things are coming up that road. Okay, we don't need to ask for clearance on that. We know everything coming up that road is bad, and we can PID it better than you can. You'd let us know if there was a sudden change in objective when we're expecting HVTs. We're going to have better eyes into the vehicle anyway, so we know something's coming up the road is bad. We can blow it up. Moving on. That's sort of the concept. And then if from there you clear out the Paladin battery and then you're expecting to move, through the hills adjacent to you, you can draw the new interdiction line as, something like that. It's like, hey, this is the area that we're expecting to be maneuvering in and engaging in the near future. That's our close air support range. Everything outside of that is interdiction. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
That does change the mission set quite a bit to be I'd say that put 75% of all cast darts could be within danger close.
They're just not a bad thing necessarily.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm just saying that doctrinally, that's going to put just about everything that we do within danger close.
Yeah. But, that being said, you can still call for stuff outside of that. But the observation that I'm seeing with how closely we're working with JTACs is like 90% of the time, cast strikes are not called by the JTAC because the JTAC needs something done. It's Aviation reports something to the JTAC. JTAC usually doesn't necessarily see it or necessarily deems it an immediate threat and says, yeah, sure, blow it up, right?
I've cleared you hot on shit. You could have made something up. I never.
Yeah, 100%, right? So, like, interdiction. Close air support is in support of friendlies. It requires that it is based around the movement, the fires, or the tactical objectives of the friendly forces. Now, that can be danger close. It cannot be danger close. If we're in larger spaces, you may designate the entire compound that you're moving through. Basically, it's whatever you, the ground force commander, are comfortable with having aviation just deem as, hey, we're intercepting threats here. So Viking's last operation, you could take that two ways. That first to second compound, you might say your interdiction line is that second compound. So when those waves of reinforcements are coming in from the third to second compound, if you set that interdiction line as the second compound, we don't need clearance. The moment we see people transitioning from third compound into second compound, we can waste them. It doesn't impact you tactically. You're not planning on moving there. You're not engaging there. It's just like, hey, you do your own thing. We prevent people from causing you problems. Or you can say, hey, the entire interdiction area is all three compounds. And I want to call you, on actual close air support missions specifically inside of all of this area. But that technical that's out on the side where you're not planning on going, where there's no effect there, Carrera sees that, he can blow it up. Great, done deal, right? So that's sort of the concept.
This is just the cleared hot type 3 outside of this area.
Yeah,
it's
that
just
we've-
making
that we've
that
been
the
doing.
standard instead of
Yeah,
having
and you can
to-
still use type 3. And to be fair, or to be clear, this is not stuff that I'm pulling out of my ass. This is stuff that
No.
has a doctrinal basis and that comes from places. Type 3 is different from air interdiction. And you can still use type 3 clearance and stuff. But traditionally hey, you're type 3 outside this area, that's kind of that idea. Whereas you might use type 3 in more an active situation. Send your comment. Go for it.
No, I don't see this as you taking anything away from JTACs or team leadership. I see this as kind of setting ground rules and kind of making my job, right when we hit the fucking dirt, a lot easier.
Yeah. Because it's not all on you, and it shouldn't be, because, again, aviation has substantially superior situational awareness capabilities and visual into the enemy situation, and we know what the plan is, and 90% of the time we know where you are. So close air support should be directly supporting the ground element. We need this covered. We need this suppressed. We need this gone. And presently, mostly what we use CAS for is I want that thing blown up. And it's still useful for that, but it's more, think of it more like, hey, Legion 2, I need a piece of AT on that BTR. Instead of calling Legion 2 to do it, that's where a close air support mission come in. You say, hey, Leroy 1-1, put a Hellfire on that thing. And then you can solve that problem because it's actually a problem to you. So it's more JTAC to aviation rather than aviation to JTAC back to aviation.
And I think thinking about it as another element, I think that opens up a lot of doors when it comes to maneuver.
Yeah. And that's, again, why I want, Boyle specifically with this, because, again, the biggest thing that you can think of is suppression with guns. We don't use guns that often from an aviation standpoint because they're not super great at killing mass infantry or point targets and things like that. But they're really fucking good for suppression, significantly better than anything we can output on the ground. So if you need a major crazy bound, you don't want to necessarily keep eyes on it, pop smoke in the direction of the enemy, put aviation in at a direct lateral angle to you so that they're flying across in front of you, and then just have them suppress the shit out of it, or have them do a standoff pop-up, just suppress with guns, something. Nobody's going to pop up and shoot you as you're bounding. So that's the sort of mindset that I want to start thinking about with close air support specifically is from a leadership standpoint, from Team HQs and from JTACs, think about it as a combat element and think about how you're employing that tactically to facilitate your mission. That's the idea.
Not having to deal with, I almost want to call it fluff, just dealing with all the stuff outside of like the objective that I'm currently on or dealing with. And, you know, not that I don't like talking to you guys as much as I do, but having that back and forth is a steady stream from hitting the ground.
Yeah.
So I think not having to deal with that. gives
Faulkner,
me,
in the meantime, would you populate that objective 1 area as like a legitimate, you know, sort of objective compound, kind of akin to what we were dealing with during Vikings last op, just while I'm talking and working through this?
Yes.
Sweet.
I just think it for sure opens me up to do things like what you're
Yeah.
describing.
Yeah. Rather than having to deal with, you know, fluff, as it were.
Fluff.
Okay, so that's the concept laid out. That's component number 1 of today's training is battlefield air interdiction. Any thoughts, comments, questions, concerns about any of that?
Sorry. No, I like it. I'm excited.
Cool.
Every fucking doctrine we have. That's
Second component that I want to work on today, and ideally this will be better when we have Brewski here. I think I am streaming this so that he can see it. He says he needs to fix the trucks. Also, Ray says Faulkner populating the compound means we're going to face an entire company. That's the point. That's why I'm asking Faulkner to populate it.
I spied on him, saw him earlier.
I'm gonna go grab a couple extra mags.
Yeah. Okay. The other component that I want to work on today is rapid redeployment. This is more often than not going to be done most heavily when you have Brewski with a little bird on station. You can put a little bird basically anywhere, and we don't use little birds for what little birds are useful for, which is getting into like really, really confined spaces. Like most things that we use little birds for, you can fit a Blackhawk and you can do with a Blackhawk. So rapid redeployment is like a really, really, really useful thing for little birds specifically. That said, don't have Brewski today, angry wagey noises. So we'll be doing the initial concepting of this with the 60.
How are you guys through ISR with looking at like a lot like what we're standing in right now and saying yes or no, little bird can fit?
I'm pretty good for my own airframe. I think I'm pretty good with Little Bird, Dalton.
Okay.
I think for assessment from my end of things, if I'm judging for a Little Bird, I'm pretty certain that I would, depending on the person who's flying, of course, be able to assess and say, yeah, it fits. But part of the aspect of it is like adjusting for the pilot,
Yeah.
right? Because every pilot has like that 1 to 2 meter to 5 meter air room, depending on how skilled they are, and it's not up to you in your own head to be like, oh, I think they can make that. Sometimes it's like the pilot themselves has to be like, yeah, I can do that, or no, I can't do that.
Because my theory is with this, if I'm setting LZs, and I know I'm not the best at like being on the ground, and still with 60 or 6,
Yeah.
I'm still kind of like, will that fit?
Mm-hmm.
But so I was kind of asking if I asked one of you guys, like, hey, check L's, like, get
Yeah,
eyes.
I think we're pretty good about that. And
Okay.
Carrera would also have a great, if he's got a sensor out that would, or just Mark 1, he can. I think overall we're pretty decent with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the 60, I can absolutely do it.
Yeah, I'm also pretty good with the 60. Both obviously the airframe that you fly most, you're comfortable with the dimensions of it. Okay, so here's the idea for rapid redeployment. From an actual tactical level, what we need to do is we need to develop a shorthand for it so that it's quick, so it's actually rapid. Because the biggest problem why we don't actually use redeployments, in my experience, in operation is it takes too long for the bird to get there, takes too long to get people on the bird, too long for the bird to reposition, and then too long for people to get off of the bird. If it's quicker to just bound there, and the strategic benefit or the tactical benefit is outweighed by just like, hey, we'll pop smoke and hope for the best, we're not going to use it. So it needs to be actually quicker and open up options. So developing a shorthand for it and sort of a tasking set for that, I think, is very, very important for how we're developing this system. Couple thoughts. If you're expecting to do rapid redeployment, I think it makes sense to assign it as a tasking. So, like, Leroy 1-1, stand by for Romeo 2 or something. Rapid redeployment. We'll use that as a shortened abbreviation, R2. Stand by for that so that you've got it in your mind, hey, I'm aware of what's going on. I think the way to do this, if you're doing rapid redeployment, it requires that the aviation element is actively keeping track of via CTAB or via ISR pod where the friendly forces are at. So that you can, from a JTAC standpoint, you don't have to give a full transport 5 line of, hey, pick up here, this many people going here. All you should say is something like, call sign, Romeo 2, Legion 6. And from there, I can look at my map, I can see Legion 6, I can go, yep, that's probably a good LZ, close to their vicinity, and then I can be in immediately there. While I'm on the way, or while I'm touching down, that gives you time to be like, okay, here's where you're going, I can give you a mark or whatever. But the initial call of, hey, I need to go somewhere, rapid redeployment, to calling the bird in, that should be shortened to very, very little. And I think the way we do that is by having Aviation keep track of, hey, here's suitable LZs, here's where the friendly forces are, and knowing where each major component of the force is, so that if you just say, hey, go pick up these people, they know where they're going and they can touch down. Initial concepting, that makes sense to everybody?
Love it. Love
Yep.
it. And I love that, in theory, I can do it to elements that I'm not with.
Yeah, that should be the goal, because it should not just be the headquarters element, it should be again, this is what I want leadership to start thinking about rapid redeployment as, is a teleport. That's the idea. Wouldn't it be so nice if I could just magically have some people on top of that building? That's a rapid redeployment. 10, 20 seconds later, I've got a whole element on top of that building. Wouldn't it be nice if I didn't have to cross this open field under fire? Hey, look, 20 seconds later, everybody's across that field. I didn't have to cross it. That's the idea. Start thinking about it. Magic, I can teleport it. That's my goal there. Dalton, you have a question?
So since this is kind of like in the flesh right now, like kind of fleshing things out, would it be smart for Aviation ourselves to perhaps mark up some predetermined spots, like similar what we do with the LZs, but have it in CTAB where it's labeled like such and such?
I don't think
the
so.
digit.
It may make sense to do that at an individual level if you're assigned a transport role for that, but I don't think it makes sense to actually mark it up on the map, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Just in group channel even.
Yeah, and for me, I don't know about you, but as I'm flying around, I don't necessarily need to mark something to be like, hey, that's a good LZ. If I'm orbiting this compound 7 times, I'm like, I could fit there, I could fit there, I can fit there. That's just sort of in my head. So, we'll concept it, we'll see how it works in practice, and we'll adjust as needed.
Yeah.
But initially, my thought is no.
Gotcha.
So the other component of that's needed is if you're going somewhere that's potentially hot, you need a security element, which can be done in the form of a close air support or a CAS airframe. My thought on this is it would just basically be a lead trail, or you have one bird who's tasked transport, they're given the rapid redeployment orders. Second bird on CAS is watching them, keeping track. The moment they know where they're going, second bird's going there and looking for threats, and then neutralizing threats while the first bird is repositioning, if it's relevant. Or just staying on station above there, drawing fire, or just being a problem so that they can solve issues should they arise as the force is repositioning. That's my idea from that standpoint. Does that make sense? Concerned there?
Yes. Quick.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, Leroy, Romeo 2, Element 1, and then birds coming in.
Yep.
Drop off LZ marker 07, whatever the fuck.
Yep.
I'm calling it, and then at that point, could I just say LZ hot, and would air to air
yeah, we could
work
do that.
out the lead trail?
Yeah. that would be totally fine. If you know it's going to be hot, then yeah, absolutely. I would say at that point it becomes LZ security and almost strike package-esque at that point, where it's like, you know where you're going. We're pretty good about assessing, hey, that's a threat to the LZ. Delete threats to the LZ, bird lands, and it rapid redeployment stuff they're quick hops. Like, we're not getting up to full speed. It's like you're a couple seconds in the air and then you're on the ground again. And I think the other element of that would maybe be if I know element 1, or I'm gonna have to land somewhere that's a little sketchy for element 1, I'd just say, hey, Nemesis 1-2, tell element 1 pop smoke front or something like that, right? So they can add another layer of security or something. I don't know.
Okay. And I have been trying to talk on TeamNet so I don't have to relay shit like that.
And I definitely think that this requires that the JTAC be on TeamNet for this to function effectively. Because you can just tell the team then, hey, they're in right now, get on that, or relay from Leroy, pop smoke to your front, or, whatever.
Yeah, okay. It's not more work, it's just different work.
Yeah.
It's going to take,
Yeah.
Can I add one thing to that?
Yeah.
Instead of saying front, can we start saying cardinal direction so that way they don't get it twisted in any fashion? Because
I think
they
front
could.
was just an example.
Yeah, I understand that.
Here's my thought process though, and aviation doesn't do this as much as ground does, but front, left, and right is relative in terms of the direction that the force is moving. Like, you can use left, front, right, center, rear. Very, very effectively. Like, if we're assaulting this direction and I'm holding security this direction, I'm not calling out contact front here. I'm calling out contact left. And everybody knows which direction that is from a ground force.
Gotcha.
My thought process on this, and maybe this is just me coming straight from ground, is we know which direction, we theoretically should know which direction the ground forces are maneuvering in. So it's with respect to their assaulting direction is front, left, right, etc., right? That's
this was not only coming from an aviation perspective, is what I was meaning, is because, like, our instruments, if we look at something, it usually tells us the cardinal north, and on top of that, it doesn't get it confused in either of our minds of, are they meaning my front or their front, and on top of that, is it like, if you're in a defense position, right, you've got 360, pop smoke front could mean any fucking direction, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Stukas has the catch-all answer of it depends on the its situation.
Mission, enemy,
Gotcha.
terrain, time.
I know what METCC is, you piece of crap.
I'm just saying.
It's situation dependent. I'd say it's not necessarily a bad thing to use cardinal directions, but I would say we should also feel...
Oh, I forgot a T.
The thing that I've found so far, and maybe this is just my inexperience talking, is that JTACs tend to be more receptive, at least to, like, calls for threats when I give it relative to them, so that they can, rather than, oh, hey, this is just a mark and some numbers that they heard, if I say, hey, that building to your left, there's a guy with an AK coming around it, they go, oh, shit, and they do something about that. I don't know.
Gotcha.
If you guys
Maybe
want
we
me
get
to
the
wear a
JTAC
goofier
flags.
Well, if you want me to wear a goofier helmet so you can spot me on the ground better,
Like a
That
brown
would work.
ticket
Like,
or
get
something,
like
yeah.
a painted sticker on the back of it, like a
Yeah.
giant
Right.
red dot.
There are antlers in the arsenal.
Really wonder what's going on with all the animation stuff. It's really whack.
It might be related to the perf update today.
Oh, is that... Got it. So it's you and me.
Yeah.
Got it.
I
There
will
you go.
literally wear something like this.
There you go.
Cool. Okay, so concept for this. So that's basic concept stuff laid out. Sound good as an idea?
Yeah, loving it.
Boyle, thoughts, comments, questions, concerns?
Sounds good to me. Let's see if it
I gotta
works.
fucking change Spears' document after this, and she's gonna be mad.
Well, don't touch anything yet. We'll
Yeah.
like I said, you guys are my guinea pig. This is all stuff that's going to end up in the Marsoff Heliborne Assault course. This is testing shit ahead of time, and because I want aviation working on new things. Okay, so objective 1. That's a area that you need to clear out as the ground force. Boyle, you're gonna run it.
Yep.
in the way that you'd normally run a force. Ideally, I would like... I don't know that you have the manpower for this, but I would like at least 2 CTAB groups, just so it's easy to practice that for rapid redeployment purposes.
Okay.
And you tell me how you want to approach this, and then the idea is Stukas, probably draw out that bail as we're working through and just adjust it and advise us when it's adjusted. And then Boyle, start thinking of when you want to use teleportation, and let's start trying to employ that. And so the other thing that means from a tactical level for a ground force commander is we think of things very linearly. Like I can bound to that building, then I can bound after that. Think of it more in the way that you do when you're initially planning for an objective, where it's like, I can approach this in any direction, any situation. If I could be there right now, you know, how would that benefit me? And that's the idea of how you want to start thinking about that, which is obviously a shift and something I'm going to have to get used to. But
So, just running, just testing. All, like, click, I'm on 80, all stations, Nemesis 1-2, bail, horizontal grid line 078, troops south.
yeah, that works. And you could also probably define like a left and a right parameter, and that may not even need to be adjusted. Like for this, bail is probably going to be left of 011 and right of 015 the entire time. And we could just assign that ahead of time in the planning stage.
Yeah, so that would be done mission planning, like
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
And then, because we're clearing linearly
yeah.
or vertically, and then, yeah, because only one of those is going to move. Okay, yeah. Fuck, man. Aviation, JTAC's got phase lines for every op. That's
Also, another note, this comes from our Lord and Savior Ray, Beyond the Grave, noting that in a lot of CQB ops, at least previously, we used to number all the buildings a lot. If you use building numbers as you're running through there, that can also be a very easy reference point, or you could say Romeo 2 building, you know, Hotel 6 or something.
numbering buildings is the way to go.
Yeah.
It just takes fucking forever.
Yes. Any idea where you want to get dropped off at, Boyle?
I'm leaning towards the south side because the rest is basically just the fucking field.
Yeah.
We have any idea the size of the Forest Falconer, or are you just gonna throw everything at us?
Large should be the answer.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
Large area.
Alright.
quite a lot of dudes in there, but
There's like a little cliff to the southwest.
You know, actually, if we land, if I'm reading the map right, the railroad is
the water.
elevated.
Yeah.
God,
We'll
please.
land on
A little
the
bit.
That's a little bit elevated. We could like land behind that, have some cover, and set up on that. And
Or behind these trees.
Founder.
Probably would be better.
which trees?
These trees? The green
Yeah.
bit?
If you want actual cover,
yeah.
that's behind there. Alternatively, we could also land you along the wall with just a very aggressive strike package.
Wall. Oh.
Eh,
wall.
fuck it. We're testing aviation. Hit us on the wall.
Okay. We don't have any ISR ahead of time, so this will be practicing the stuff that we're somewhat less good at. Still
Coming through
relative.
the river.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
way is, yeah, that's exactly where I was thinking, is right there.
White helmet daytime, fucking IR strobes nighttime. Let me know if this.
We'll see. I'll be very fascinated. Yeah.
Because if this works, I don't give a shit. I'll rock it. Because I like this one because it's a tan helmet with just a white cover. Like the medics in World
Okay.
War II.
I will
little cross.
delete that.
I'm-
give you,
Not where my mind went, which is worse.
Just so
okay.
you know, Stugas, we can only see your IR strobes with vanilla thermals, not A through TI.
Which is a big sad.
Big sad.
Okay.
Okay, so
Dalton's
Just
for
fuck me
food
at
right
night,
now.
then?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll get a 9-bolt paperclip. You'll see me. Put that on top of my head.
Shall we go get like an initial ISR on this, or just do it entirely blind? We don't have Dalton at the
Initial
moment,
eyes.
so
You have Zeus just fucking.
we'll do a standoff, I guess.
ISR with Zeus.
I could use a Reaper before I get in my bird.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Do you want me to put one down?
That's cool. How'd you
No.
do that?
Now that I've to fly away so I don't see what I'm looking at. We still need to figure out a, I typed in MQ1. Yep. I know what I'm grabbing. Need to get a call sign at some point for this.
Could be under our faction.
Awaiting orders. Hart, what are you looking for a call sign for?
The MQ1 that is just the MQ9
drone.
that is not the MQ9
Yeah.
that is the, yeah.
Stupid drone name.
I can also give our specific one
R2D2. That
diff-
doesn't really
pink
flow off the
color.
tongue.
Again, now I was telling
Great.
Stukas, now that I'm doing, as I'm sitting about thinking of this as, rapid redeployment as R2, I'm thinking R2D2 must stand for something like rapid redeployment, defeat in detail or something like that, which I think is like, that's a pretty solid strategy for a droid.
Roger.
Okay,
See,
you've got a...
Stukas kind of reminds me of like an ancient ultramarine with his wife.
do you want to just do that?
Oh, is it up already?
It is up already.
Interdiction.
And then Faulkner, I would like you to throw like QRFs or reinforcements or things.
Comment.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Still just call rifle and
'Kay.
guns. Because if I hear booms in the distance, I always think it's you guys
'Kay.
hitting the fucking dirt.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, the chess theme. The chess theme that's broken with Leroy. A little bit.
I think I may get rid of my fucking Danger Close index card and start putting these new shit on the index card. Fucking. Oh god, my boss is calling me at almost 8 o'clock.
That's not good.
Dodd? No, wait a minute.
I don't know why, but I just, in my brain...
Focus on LZ proximity. We can deal with everything else afterwards, just since we're 40
Oh yeah, there's
minutes
nothing
in.
over there.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, well,
Sauce.
what are we waiting for? Let's go. Carrera, do you want to just do a trail then after me, just in case something pops up that I don't see?
See,
that
now
is a
I'm
horror-
picturing
that's a-
for the Reaper a call sign of claw, like the claw.
Are you fine with that,
That's head
Carrera?
was
Does that
so
make sense?
cold there for a second then.
Oh,
It
we
looks
could
like
use five
Stukas in real
garage.
life.
What, me?
Yeah. Art without his hat on.
Uh,
I mean,
my
that too.
guy.
I'm pretty sure Stukas and I have the same guy now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They were
Bro,
both Stukas in real life.
just for
Yeah.
your fucking knowledge.
100%. Stukas and I have the same,
Are you going to tell the story, Stukas?
What's I was gonna send him a picture of my face.
Oh.
Dude, I was about to put my earplugs in. It's crazy. I got scared for a second. I didn't want to hear his stories.
Kerr, are you fine just flying trail then for that insert, just in case something pops up? That makes sense?
Yeah, this is the most recent
Are you
picture.
talking? Yes?
Although, I will say, Stukas' character has vastly less tattoos.
Leroy 1-1, radio check 80.
Oh, I was gonna say charisma.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
Well,
Anger.
bro, I
It's
sent
got
you
a
something
rating.
on Discord.
Yeah, probably smart. Okay. Do you guys have your C-Tab call sign set up? Sea Viking 6?
I do.
Okay.
Dude, I was not expecting that. Out of everything you could have sent me, that was the one thing I wasn't expecting.
Alright.
The intro or you intro?
I was thinking you
It's very
trail,
accurate.
unless you think it makes
Yeah,
more
you did
sense for you
really
to
well,
just,
yeah.
like, pedestal back and forth until I'm clear.
Dan, you are not a Russian spy.
What do you think makes more sense?
you know,
Empty
it
LZ.
Really doesn't matter.
Those ankles are.
Yeah.
it's
Just,
it's
I was thinking you trail just so in
about that
case, you know, like a technical rolls up or something, suddenly you can just pop up and hit it rather than
It's a proper squat.
overextending initially, if it's empty.
Smoked many a cigarette.
Like, sent you the picture where he's doing his
Okay.
fucking Slav squat.
With the
Yeah,
egg.
yeah.
Gopnik.
Jesus Christ.
All right, let's mount up.
Yeah.
I moving right along.
Nemesis, radio check 80.
Charlie Charlie 80.
We're going to be in the northernmost Blackhawk on the pad, not the ones that are in the bushes or the 6 on the road. All right, Ray, you ready for this? Flying, your most favorite thing in the world.
Can I get in the helicopter?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh,
Shit, yeah, what? How do I do that one? No. I did it.
What's wrong? What's wrong? He's just never done that before.
Oh god damn it.
I do so.
Fleet will load up and I'll take off.
Again?
Said my FLIR is warming up. I'll take off and join you in a second. Learning from past mistakes. Verify that my weapons payload actually has weapons on it. Outstanding. Leroy 1-1 lifting. Departing northwest.
Lobby in the highway. Black. Wires low.
It wants to split.
Nemesis Leroy 1-1, 30 seconds.
Alright, Lucas, you stay with me. The rest of you,
30 seconds.
Go and give me some space here if you don't mind.
Yep, that's what out.
south. Nemesis, Leroy, clear out to the south, requesting update to Bale.
Leroy, Nemesis 1-2, Bale, horizontal grid line 079, trim south.
Leroy copies, horizontal grid line 079 Bale. I'm gonna go look for stuff to shoot on the north side of that. There's an igloo. Leroy, guns. Igloo should be down on our side. So at this point, just start looking for work, I'd say. Is just start Mark 1 and stuff, find things outside that bale, and start neutralizing. Nemesis, Leroy, additional, something I didn't think to clarify during the initial explanation phase break. But we should have restrictions already pre-established, so things like don't blow up this building, or don't blow up buildings at all, or, you know, things like that.
Oh, I copy, Leroy.
So what's a Bale?
Battlefield air interdiction limit. Or line, your preference. So basically, for this, lateral grid line or vertical grid line 011, anything outside of that west is free game, and anything to the east of vertical grid line 015 is fair game. And then he said the current vertical limit for this is lateral grid line 079. So basically, friendlies are to the south of that. Anything north of that and not inside the compound, we can self-target and engage on our own. So I'll just say, start looking for work. Nemesis 1-2, Leroy 1-1, DCS mark 1056 appears to be fire team to squad size infantry contact coming out of a barracks building of some sort. Send.
Oh, I copy 1056 on our contact on station.
You want to relink on the objective?
Yes, stand by.
Nemesis, just for the sake of the initial training and clarity, would you go ahead and just draw the veil as a box for everybody? Basically, inside of that box is where friendlies are expecting to be maneuvering and, you know, doing things with, and outside of that box is stuff where we can just engage stuff on our own. Take a mic.
Leroy 1-2, Nemesis. Leroy 1-2, Nemesis 1-2.
Break. Nemesis 1-2, Leroy 1-1, DCS mark 1058, single infantry that appears to be flanking you to the right. Leroy 1-1 out. I got infantry that's farther up inside the compound. I'm coming in with rockets. One rifle.
Leroy 1-2 Nemesis, stand by for check-in.
Leroy, Nemesis 1-2, stand by.
Check-in as follows: 8 times Hellfires, Kilo, 19 times Daggers, laser guided, 30 mil 300 rounds of HE DP.
Solid check-in, Nemesis. Jesus. Solid check-in, Leroy. Fail updated, 07 break,
1-2 rifle.
080.
1-1 rifle. 1-1 copies. Bail updated. 080 lateral reply.
What's your altitude limitations or restrictions?
No altitude limitations. I dropped one Igla who is visible. I haven't seen any others yet, though. I'd still recommend keeping it low and close, just in case, but...
Gotcha, I'm going to remain high above you just to avoid any conflictions with airspace.
Copy. Night up on kind of by marker 2. There's a fair bit of contact. If you want to start getting some work up there, I can help designate for you.
Nemesis, be advised you have contacts northeast outside of your current compound coming in through the fence line.
Like marker 3, actually on has
They for
targets on it.
northeast, that's fine. Leroy 1-1, Nemesis 1-2, stand by for R2.
I copy.
1-1 staying by R2.
Immediate other side of that fence line, you have 1 times contact in the silo and 1's maneuvering to be horizontal to your fence line. Reference angled wall and large shed. Contact is now maneuvered into the northwestmost building.
This is 1-1. I am in position for R2 this time.
Affirm, Leroy, that may have been called a little premature, but hold it.
No, I think that's the right notice because now I can. The goal is I want those inside of like 5 to 10 seconds on your LZ, and then being able to redeploy after that. So I think being ready over here rather than being off on the other side of the compound blowing stuff up is good.
Affirm, tentative plan is now is current break. Once current compound is clear, hop to wall of orbit compound.
I copy. Do you want the roof of the building that you're on, or that courtyard in front of you?
Courtyard, do I don't want to move the whole roof up here.
Do you have a preference of where you're going for the wall of the next compound? Knight, Leroy, DCS 1104, looks like squad size infantry contact on the south side of that building. It's all yours.
Leroy, tentative LZ 1104 013079.
Copy.
Leroy copies.
Night, repeat.
Roger.
Good effect.
Tactical win.
I see potentially light infantry contact, 1105. Nemesis, Leroy, break. Reference truck marker, that's going to be a truck, unsurprisingly. It's just your objective. Nobody's in it, doesn't appear to be arms, fuel, and ammo, just be aware.
Paper truck marker indicates truck.
Be advised, heavy concentrations of infantry are coming in and out of DCS Mark 1106. Over. Be advised, we are engaging that as they pop up outside. Just be aware at the point that you're headed up that direction.
I just had a dagger lose track halfway through the target and aiming toward the building.
Nemesis, Leroy 1-2, or 1-1, be advised, DCS Mark 1107, 2 times infantry guarding the gate of the compound adjacent to you. Over.
Copy 1107, 2 times infantry on the gate. Leroy R2, element 1, break. Correction, Bravo 1-6, pickup. Let me read it up. Leroy R2, Bravo 1-6.
Leroy copies, Bravo 1-6 in that one.
Leroy, Nemesis 1-2, drop off location is 013-079, North 3rd compound, potentially hot.
Say again, DCS?
1104.
Copies. Cool.
LZ is going to be clean, it's just up the hill.
That was probably not worth it, but alright, here we are. Yep, alright. One out.
Thank you, Leroy.
I will say that is
That's a
probably
micro movement
something.
if I've ever seen one.
That is probably something that is not benefited by doing an aviation bound, but you know.
Or testing the concept, radio calls, anything like that. That would be great.
Nemesis, relay to that element. They've got contacts around the right-hand corner, the eastern side. Again, DCS 1107 has contacts on that gate.
Leroy 1-2 Nemesis, be advised. Reference immediate red warehouse building. You have a minor sentry-sized element maneuvering towards you from that position as well.
Leroy 1-2, Nemesis 1-2, immediate what direction?
It's going to be northwest side of that. It's going to be referencing the small hut compound to the immediate west of it.
Solid copy.
Jesus Christ, my radius to it. I'm like having a stroke in the cockpit here, Jesus Christ.
Guns.
Which position are you engaging? The one not engaged?
No, just single infantry that's hanging out in the open over there.
Mail up.
Oh, gotcha. Probably the one I
081,
referenced.
still south.
Leroy copy 081, bail update. Be advised, DCS marks 1105 and 1112 appear to have 1 to 2 infantry contacts in their proximity. Over.
Leroy guns.
Call it on 80 so he knows.
Leroy coming in free, gun run standby.
You can just say guns as well.
The heck was that maneuver?
Interesting one, to be sure.
It was a pedal turn, but I don't think it displayed correctly. think we targeted the same guy.
100%. Well, I was targeting guys inside the building, but you know.
Well, screw that guy in particular.
He's red on the edge of the veil, and I wanted to kill him.
Leroy 1-2 rifle. Yeah, well that building entryway is definitely clear now.
I still see a guy on the right side.
It's a fucking dagger through the doorway, alright?
Nice.
I wonder if I can
One
send a
guns.
dagger through a window.
I mean, you probably could. As long as the window was broken.
Leroy, Nemesis 1-2, interrogative. Do you still have enemy at DCS mark 1105?
Affirm at this time.
Nemesis, Leroy 1-2, Nemesis 1-2. Type 2 control, dagger, infantry in the open, grid, break. 013080, DCS mark 1105.
Copy in, rifle.
Looks like it's the dude behind the veil.
Immediate east side of your current compound, you have patrol element moving in.
Affirm.
Northeast.
Do we not do cleared hot goals anymore?
Oh, we should. I'm just terrible at it because I haven't been trained properly.
Either have the JTAGs in there.
Nemesis
I
is
just
Leroy
kinda figured he
1-1,
wouldn't
DCS
be
mark
in on it, so I said
1117, 2 times infantry contact, danger close to you.
Yeah, once you say in, he has to say cleared hot before you fire.
Additionally, 1107, main gate, south side, contact still up, opposite side of the blue fence.
Gonna be 2 times.
Yeah, Nemesis, you're looking right at him. If you take a couple steps to your left, yeah, that guy, you got him.
Immediate right current position of just prior target, you've got another around the corner in the bush.
Oh, good spot. I didn't see him. This is 1-1. I confirm that he's just slightly south of him. Reference mark break 1118.
Like, if I can spot you guys in the hostile FTX, I think I got that.
Actually, I think you might be seeing the dude who's dead. Yeah, it's his blood in the thermals. Nemesis is Leroy 1-1. Disregard that last call. We were seeing the thermals from blood.
Affirm.
I was seeing a dude standing. I think he shot him.
Oh, maybe he
Be advised, Conley's moving up to the truck mark from the southeast.
Yeah, he shot him. He shot him. He's down.
did. 1-1, I copy. Be advised, that corrugated steel warehouse is mostly open. We've got pretty decent thermals inside. It appears clear at this time.
Good eyes, Leroy, good eyes.
This is Leroy. What is most definitely not clear are all of the barn buildings to your north. Basically, all of those have infantry contact that are visible through windows and things inside of them.
Leroy, Nemesis 1-2. Type 1 control. Guns on target. Barn building. Southeastern barn building. Break. 013081. No DCS, no laser. Into the break. In east, out west.
I'm set up for that. I can take it. Leroy 1-1 is going to be in. Please confirm with the cleared hot.
Cleared up.
Guns. One out west. Nemesis Leroy 1-1. Nobody's seen any reinforcements pushing them, have they?
Leroy, Nemesis 1-2.
I can't see anything.
Type 1 control, guns on target. Northern 2 barn buildings. In east, out west. Continue strafing as we clear the southwestern building.
1-1 in. Be advised, the southwestern building appears to be a motor pool inside of it. Oh, clear hot.
Drop.
1 guns. One, two, do you want to just set up to follow me?
Leroy, Nemesis 1-2. Good straights. Wave up, wave up.
1-2 with
I was just gonna let you handle it.
It sounded like you wanted it to keep going, but yeah, fair enough.
Got a vehicle, 2 vehicles north. Break. Be advised,
You
I got
don't need to call
coming
it. You
in
don't
from
need to call it.
deep
Don't worry,
north.
we can just blow it up. It's inside of the, or it's outside of the Vale. I'm in south north.
Target him, how close?
Rifle. Reference break. Radio tower approximate. We're engaging.
Hyper view.
I'm attacking that. Guns.
update 082, horizontal grid line, troops still up.
Leroy Flight copies. Fail update. Lateral grid line 082, true south.
I'll keep an eye on this one.
Sounds good. This is Leroy. Be advised. QRF neutralized. And I think, to be fair, it's fair to call it, but I think it's probably more important that we get in on things outside the pale with guns and rockets first, and then also just apprise them of it strategic or tactical risk. I said tactical too much. Wheelan gave me crap for it. Now I'm saying strategically all the time when I mean tactically. Damn it. Brisky, I just read your truck marker indicates truck. Shocker.
Leroy numbers 1-2, prep for pickup.
Leroy 1-1 standing by.
LZ is as follows: 013-081, DCS mark 1126. Call 30 seconds.
Less than 30. To me. On the deck.
All in left.
Joining off you 1-2.
Go ahead and just keep going. I'll try to put you.
That's good. Leroy flight is out south.
I have questions.
Sweet. Let's go and debrief in the field. And while we do that, if Volker would like to set up another one just very briefly. Setting down just over the power lines up here.
Hopping out here to debrief.
That was very cinematic debrief in the field. Okay. Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns?
I didn't realize we had a night up there, so that's my bad. One thing I'm curious about. I stopped calling your call signs.
Yeah.
I was Leroy. I was gonna call 1-1. I was gonna call 1-2 because I didn't know positionally where you guys were, and I figured I would call the tasking to the Leroy flight, and you guys, the closest, would just take it. Or
We
the
did,
closest
yeah.
or most available.
Yeah, we did that. We were orbiting,
Okay.
and so.
Carrera, sorry, my bad. I didn't know you were up there in the night.
I was.
Got to get used to the R2 calls and just thinking about the bail lines.
Yeah. And you can still give like pre-planned LZ markers. I'm just R2. My idea is when it's team leader sees an opening and it's like, hey, I want a team up there like right now, and you don't have heads up, or you're expecting that you're going to be doing redeployment missions, but you don't know exactly when or where, and it's just like, hey, we're getting picked up, we're going somewhere, and so like in this instance, if for some reason you wanted to re-attack from another direction or bound people somewhere weird or something like that.
Okay. It was more just like, I don't know if there was ever a good point for it in that objective.
No, and there's not always going to be.
And there's 5 of us.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just wanted to get one on the books.
Yeah. Faulkner, would you set up another objective while we're going just a shorter, quick one?
Thanks for coming
I
down
think
for
this is
2
really
minutes.
gonna shine.
Night, guys.
Airfield assaults.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna shine in like the spots when you have like an SBF, really especially.
Well,
Ro,
thanks for being here, bro.
Ro,
Yeah.
can you stick
Thank
around
you.
for like 10 minutes?
If not, it's fine.
Yeah, I was just going to run through some more S1 stuff. And also,
Yeah.
like 5-10 minutes worth of S1 stuff. But if you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah. I mean, 10 at most.
Okay.
Well,
got
I was gonna. We have 20-30 minutes. I was gonna give us a little bit more aviation stuff. So.
I can be distracting and/or shoot at you.
Mm-hmm. Other comments, questions, thoughts?
I think it went well.
Oh, go, Dalton, go.
No. For overall, what we had, I think it was fine. But the only thing I would say, it probably would have been just easier if you had like if you had more people, if you had somebody R2 up top to the objective itself, and then cleared from top and bottom, like squeezing.
No, that's not really a good strategy. Just
Not a
because
good idea?
Then you have
Yeah.
fields of
Then
fire
you're shooting
that
at each
shoot
other.
straight
That-
at each other.
Yeah,
Which
true.
has happened
Didn't think about that.
on more than one occasion.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Didn't think about that.
one,
Good point.
one thought could be like, and I didn't call up that the corrugated building was clear until much later, but if you wanted to say put an Overwatch team up there, you don't need ladders. You have flying ladders. So you'd say, hey,
Flying ladders.
yeah, you say, hey, I want an Overwatch team on the top. Again, think of it like teleportation. You don't need to actually be able
Yeah.
to figure out how to get there. Just be like, hey, that'd be kind of nice if we could magically be there, and then we can make you magically be there. So you could put a 2-man Overwatch team on top of that while you guys are, clearing out the other areas or bounding places or whatever.
We want an MG team up in the sky. Yeah, can you do that? Yeah,
Well,
sure.
down the road, I think that's 100% viable. But that's basically what we are: is the MG team and the rocket team that's up in the sky. Is
Yeah,
all of aviation.
So, 2 things. One, Stukas, Row, if you guys are sticking around, I recommend do whatever you got to do. Just because I know it's like 4 a.m. for you, Row.
No,
Jesus
it's fine
Christ.
too.
Well,
Australian?
regardless, if you want to stick around, great. If not, totally fine. Second, I got a great view of, I think it was the first strafe of the building right in front of us, with guns. That was cool. Yeah, that was cool, and I want to use that more if possible. And then also, what else do you want to do, Hart?
In terms of
Training.
training this, yeah, just
Real quick,
the
Row.
same thing, pretty much. Faulkner
Did
setting
you
up.
add
Or
the
are you
points
setting
for
up
all
as
of
well?
05,
I don't have Zeus.
24.
Oh, okay. I assume Faulkner's setting up something just similar. I just wanted more practice
so
on this.
Was that the one that we were doing?
Yeah, okay, yeah, it was just
Ideally,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that we can
Yeah.
use more
So
rapid
just reply to
redeployment
that,
with, but
process.
again, that's sort of a
6 March.
situation dependent thing anyway. So
Yeah, we'll do.
just get Stukas in practice with updating bail.
Yeah,
and
we got
having
2
us
weeks till the next cycle. So by
work
that
through that.
time, I'll get you. up
That
to speed.
seemed very effective, though, particularly for
You're good to
the
go, that's all I had.
lack of stress from
Give some
Stukas.
questions, like, someone.
Working through like the QRF calls and things while he was clearing buildings and whatnot. It seemed like there was significantly less workload, and we were able to get about the same amount of work done on the enemy force without you having to be, as involved. Yeah, send it, Ro.
I'm assuming it's a bug, but I've never had it before. But Faulkner is currently underneath that helicopter, laid down, and I thought he just disappeared, but I haven't been able to see him the whole lot. So,
Yeah. That usually did he go unconscious at some point?
I'm not sure.
There he is.
Yeah, I can't see him.
Over there.
Yeah, one second. Let me see.
a
Normally, what
locality
happens is
Right,
when you
okay.
toggle them unconscious, which I will do right now.
Oh God, he's dead.
You let the animation reset, and you toggle him back to conscious. Is he updated for you? Can you see him now?
There we go.
Yeah.
I
So
had an ace bug.
Yeah.
Head bug
I didn't know
fixed
what it
twice.
was because I saw him flop over and I called that he was down, and then I heard him talk and I was like, well, that doesn't sound like he's down. And then I had to be
Dead men don't talk.
yeah.
I think
Stukas,
Faulkner actually
the
said
white
he's
helmet
down.
actually was kind of helpful for me with the FLIR.
Yeah?
Yeah. Obviously when I wasn't in FLIR, but I was keeping track
You
of you
just
guys.
toggle
Well,
through.
but that was like the question where I asked you, hey, do you want me to pick you up on top of that building that you're at? Was I could see where you were and adjust you from there. Same thing with that other compound. You guys left the guys by the main gate alive for so freaking long. I was like,
We were all bleeding out in a garage.
That building
Yeah.
was not numbered.
We were all bleeding out in a garage.
nice.
So I think it was Falconer I saw, but I saw somebody with a distinct helmet, and
just
it
give
was
me,
it
an
looked
objective marker
white
once
in the
you've got it,
camera,
Falcon.
and I was like, "There's a guy to your right, Stukas, in the bush from the fence," and it was Falconer, and I just watched him drop the guy. I'm like, "Okay, they got it at least."
I'll rock the right helmet. Boy, you go with me. Being a little different.
You just couldn't
Little
get rid of that white
stormtrooper.
helmet.
It depends on what you define as different. If you wear
This
fucking
loadout, right?
antlers,
This
I think
as is.
honestly,
that's
Honestly,
fine.
Stukas?
I don't give a shit about that.
you should just rock the backpack with the flag on it, like the
But I
flag
have
rolled
all
up.
my
Oh, that.
antennas.
That's true.
I like the antennas. The antennas they fit for the
yeah.
attack.
I thought you were talking about like a June flag. Just like walk around the June.
No, there's a like a backpack with a rolled American flag, which is very distinct from the air. Like you see the red and the blue very easily, but the white is kind of obscured somewhat.
We kept our flags in the camelback holders because one they get tore up. Two, the red and the blue is very distinct.
Thank you.
07 nationalities.
Cool.
See, what I'm picturing though is just like a massive, like basically a mini flagpole. With
Oh
the
yeah,
flag
on
at
his
the end.
back.
What are we
Yeah,
over there
that'd
in
be sick.
trenches?
Yes.
Ferrer, do you want to get ISR on that?
That'd be
objective
sick.
Mark?
Right, I'm out.
Yep.
Have a
We
good
should
one,
look
bro.
into
Thanks for
that.
Bro,
That'd
I'll
be
get with
awesome.
you over the next 2 weeks about conditional formatting and the promotion list. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
All right.
Awesome. See you guys in a bit.
Say it.
Later.
Also unrelated. Oh, Hart, I have an
Whoa.
email for you to give access to after.
Ooh.
Was it oil?
And who
Yeah.
broke my
Did you
fucking
make
conditional
2 teams
formatting?
at some point there?
Yes.
Why is the ammunition not
Who did you put in
updating?
charge of the other team?
It only goes to like 40% because of the
Would have been nice
MDF,
to know that.
MDT
It
fluid.
was
I said that.
And also being given a radio channel
I
Do
also
you want
said
your
that.
fuel adjusted to anything,
while I was
Dalton?
building the mission. In
I
Zeus.
don't really
Not
mind
thinking
either
about
way.
What anyone was saying.
No, when we were all running to the helicopter.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Boyle, any preferences as to where you'd like to go for that second objective?
I don't even know where that second
radio
objective
keys.
is.
East.
I believe it's the 3 of us.
It
Yeah.
is in fact the
East?
3 of us.
East.
If
If you want outside the compound, I can put you probably at that intersection. If you want inside the compound, I can probably do wherever.
Oh my
Let's
God,
do-
both
let's
of
do
these fucking
ballsy.
things So
Uh,
damn far away.
Hill 323, would that work?
Yeah, I can put you there.
Send it there, bud.
Yeah, let's do it.
I may land reverse slope slightly, depending on how it looks once we get there and what Carrera sees and tells me.
All right, so we have Knight and 2 Leroys.
Yep, same configuration we were running last op.
Well, I was unaware of a 3rd aircraft. Somehow, I don't know how that happened.
Ugh, excuse me.
You had all that presence of mind the one time during the op to give Knight some work.
Yeah, I tried to like
better
sit back.
In ops than I am in training. In training, I get all like, but in ops, I'm like, well, it just has to be done.
Carrera, does the AA loadout that you were running, does that just take one of your pylons? Was it?
Yeah,
I can't hear you over the engine.
Okay.
I don't have an engine from my side.
Um,
You're not as cool as me.
what was I going to say?
Actually, that's going to be black.
What are the markers that are in there? Is that just infantry so far?
Red 7 is going to be your Igla team.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, he's already looking at the drone.
What's the
Not great.
altitude at? Not
1,000?
No, the drone at. Is it up at 4?
Well, the drone's almost out of gas anyway, so.
No.
Well, sounds like kamikaze time.
Wait, here, I can fix that. There you go. The drone should
How's
not
the
ever
new
run out
walk?
of gas.
Has he checked in yet?
Oh, thank
He
you.
showed up for Vikings.
Yeah, he did, but that was just his ANS.
Oh, I just dodged an Igla.
Do you want to just set the altitude now?
I did.
Okay, cool.
2,000.
2,000?
Yeah. It's
Why?
the highest I can set it.
Well, no, go into the gun camera, scroll wheel, click altitude, set it to 4.
It's 2,000, not 4.
If you set it to 4, then we don't get shot at by Iglas. We know this.
But I thought it just outruns the Iglas.
It does, apparently.
It does.
It does.
Okay, so 7's an Igla team. Is everything else just infantry?
Boy. Well, might
Jesus
not be
Christ,
the
it sounds like
smartest
you're
idea.
freaking shooting.
Actually, if we land on top of the Igla team, they won't have time to engage.
Well, again, the Igla's not a threat. Again, their minimum arming distance is 300 meters. By the time we're coming into this objective, they're useless.
Yeah.
Again,
So-
they're worse than RPGs because their rockets arc upwards, so it's exponentially more difficult to hit things with it. Dumbfired.
Hear me out on this. Would it not be better to land at this hexagon here, over the LZ market, because you have a wall here? It looks like you have a wall, and you have a wall here, and then potentially something here, and then you have another wall. So you're obscured by 3 walls.
Yeah, but he wanted to go ballsy. I mean, that is the more sensible thing. But we totally can
Yeah.
still do the hill, I feel like.
All right.
It's
Sounds
just
good.
going to require all 3 of us to be very active before we push that LZ. So,
I'm gonna shoot Brewski.
Carrera, 7's the Igla team, 654, what are those?
3-man teams.
Okay. Pretty closely clustered. Is that something a dagger could take care of, 1 each?
I mean, yeah, they're inside the bunkers.
Okay. What are the bunkers?
They're open. They're like artillery.
Oh, okay.
bunkers
Yeah, so
or
it's
air
just
defense.
the side
This
that
is like
they're
an air
open from?
defense.
Right, so if Dalton came in
compound.
like north-south and just daggered everybody.
Yeah, he could do
and
that.
then you came in like, I don't know, southwest, northeast, and blew up the Igla team, I could touch down on 7. Or on the LZ, rather.
It's been so long since I called in Type 1. I forgot that I cleared you hot when you were called in. Normally it's type
So-
3 loadout, and I just go back to like gunfighting.
Why is the drone running AGM-114Rs?
I don't know, because I just said it that way.
Why are you not?
Is there a problem with ours?
Are you less?
They're low yield, aren't they?
What?
Yeah, they're reduced net explosives. They're like
No, they're multi-purpose. They're an all-in-one warhead.
yeah, but they're like reduced collateral damage. That's what they are.
Vics aren't occupied, I assume.
That's the R9X.
Carrera.
We don't have this. What?
Vics aren't occupied, I assume.
Not at this time, no.
Okay. So strike package, then separation, I don't know, 10 plus seconds, so we don't have mid-airs. But Dalton come in north-south, 654, Dagger or Hellfire, your choice. Carrera come in southeast, northeast, group 7, FFAR. And then I can also retarget 7 with an FFAR if I need it on the approach. I'll just follow you as an approach in for the LZ.
Remember to coordinate on 80.
Yeah, that is a good thing for us to practice.
Heard hit 7 with an FFAR and missed everything else.
Dalton's blowing up everything else with daggers. He's coming in north-south. You'll come in that way.
Can you give me a list of orders that you want not taken out? Otherwise, anything on this line here, this like brick line, is just gonna die.
Well, don't blow up the Vics, I assume. We don't need to blow up all the buildings.
Yeah, naturally.
What is the objective? Is it just this wall?
Kill everyone.
It's
back?
mill.
Just
Oh,
secure it.
Okay, so laterally you're gonna no, horizontally. That's the same thing. East-west. It's gonna be walls of the fucking military compound. And then I will just expand the box as we clear. Are we hitting fucking LZ? Hello.
Hello?
Hello. The aviation. Are we hitting the LZ?
Yeah, we'll land on the LZ. Yeah.
So.
Wait, do you mean hit as in land or hit as in fire? Studios?
No. We're all on the same page.
Okay.
If you say so.
I'm just referencing it myself for the drone.
That's what we're going to start out with.
Okay, that's bail.
Obviously that does not apply until we're boots on the ground. So 7 and 4 are good for the strike package.
Yep.
And then I will adjust.
Alright, I've got my mental notes for everything.
Cool. Carrera?
I'm good.
Cool. Alright, let's do it.
Faulkner, you alive?
Yes.
I'm assuming we're taking Hartsburg.
Yes.
Going up.
Alright, go ahead and spool and get up so that way I'm not intruding.
You want me to hit 7 before Dalton does his flyover?
Yeah, I was kind of debating that. If you think it makes more sense, that may prevent him from having issues. So if we go you as one, Cross as Dalton, then me.
Can we hold one? I didn't grab any ammo.
Yeah, go for it. I'm happy with that switch.
Hold it.
You're okay for it.
I'm fine.
Just get to a hold point, wait for us.
From the takeoff there from Armable 1.
Yeah, you want to just get to a hold point and wait for us?
We're used to a cloud. I don't know this.
wires under me. Careful.
I'm gonna send it north, so that way I'm prepped for you guys to fill.
Yeah, so strike package adjustment is night first, then 1-2, then 1-1. Yep.
Copy.
Nemesis strike flight, be advised, adjustment to strike package as follows, break. Sneaky liars. Knight is going to engage first to drop the Able team to clear it up for Leroy 1-2, who's going to be second, and then Leroy 1-1 is going to be the instrumental.
Clear.
Alright, 1-1 is in position.
Knight's in position. 2 clicks.
Leroy 1-2 is in position.
All stations, we're all set. Let's swap comms over to 8-0 and 7.
Sounds good.
Duke, as you get back on 1-7?
I was always on 1-7.
Oh, I thought you reloaded your kit.
Nope. Just grab
Strike package
more
is set at
bags.
this time. Ground, just confirm you guys are ready to go.
Good to go.
All stations push. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 15, 16, 18, 20. One's moving. Over 80.
Out east.
1-1 status.
Delay.
1 delay.
Delay due to, got 2 squads still up that I need to take out.
Remember, do this on 80 so the JTAC can hear. Call push when you're ready.
Push, push, push.
1-1 push. Less.
Leroy outbound.
I'm starting to orbit to the end with.
Pilot is down there.
I got a lot of guys who are inside this sort of barracks building. I'm gonna get them. 1-1 guns north.
What's this?
1-2, I have eyes on contact at marker 4 that you're engaging.
Nemesis, be advised, immediate northwest of your current position, there's going to be 3 times Land Rovers, and in building immediate adjacent to it, you have a large number of POWs.
Okay, for POWs north of Land Rover.
This 1-1, those 40s are landing short. Guy is visible just inside that trench line, crouched and prone.
Interrogative short.
A-firm, your 40s are short. Get them a little longer.
A-firm, sure.
Contact is down at this time.
Oh no. Oh no.
Do you see the mass grave now?
Yeah, I see it, and I watched the guys that I was
the
looking
bridge.
at just flop over.
The that area you were engaging is clear at this time. Additionally, what 1-2 called out appears to be a mass grave at this time. Building immediately to the north of Faulkner is going to be that target building. One Viking, actually, you guys are on.
Solid copy.
Be advised, no thermal contacts are visible inside at this time.
Mail update 098. Horizontal grid line. Northern limit. Roger yourself.
New red flight copies. Bail update 098.
012 guns. Waving, I just had a mission put on my brain.
No climb, I'm in over you.
Yeah, that's still a good building to hit. It looks like I'm swinging around with the pedal turn.
Knight, you just have rockets, right?
Negative. I've got the chain gun today, and I've got the miniguns, of course.
1-1.
Yeah, only rockets.
Copy.
I'm just watching a few roads out here to the northeast.
Sounds good. One guns. Trying to avoid ripping things off if you can. Just as a general rule.
I didn't direct hit it. Wrong. I didn't direct hit it, so I didn't think it would hit, but it looks like it did.
If you're using cannons, that's what happens, my guy. Want guns.
That's my bad. I'm used to AP. Yeah, I just cooked off all the vehicles. That's my bad.
Buildings and then break. You can see.
Northern limit update 099.
We copy 099. Be advised. Guard shack you're moving into on your right appear to have thermal contacts in it, but I was strafing. I'm sure you're still active.
I can't believe that the 3 rounds of chain gun that I fired actually managed to cook off in one.
Contact's still active on the southeast side. Yeah, that's what happens, man. I've only limitedly practiced with chain gun, and I know using it on vehicles causes them to blow up.
I didn't hit it at all. I hit the building top floor through the window.
Nemesis, disregard. The first door on your right has a contact in the deep right corner.
Yeah, no intention of letting it ricochet into the wall or anything. Lesson learned though, use AP if I'm gonna actually hit.
I mean, I've still found AP blows stuff up. That's why I'm using miniguns for strafing buildings and stuff like that. Like, cannon is still my I need stuff to blow up round.
Gotcha. I don't use the cannon in op a lot. That's probably why I'm not used to it, but yeah, lesson learned.
Yeah, I just treat it like honestly, it does less damage than FFARs to like infantry, but it does more damage to structures, or about equivalent damage to structures, so I don't generally shoot it at structures. And it seems like it's both AP and HEDP have the same sort of characteristics from what I've seen in terms of how much they do the structure.
I've noted that that AP tends to whip through the structure. That's usually what I run in off. Usually I don't carry chain gun anymore though. I've been trying to pull it back to give other people opportunities for guns.
Is that them 40ing? Can you tell what they're targeting?
I have no clue.
Oh, I see it.
Conversations does not be about nailed northern limit. It's going to be the northern walls of the compound.
Red, white smoke, right side of the white smoke, contact coming through it towards your direction. Be advised, that building beyond it still has thermal contacts, Mach 4 visible through the windows.
Dog copy, Leroy. You're going to be Type 2 control on that building with guns.
I copy, Type 2 guns. I am in break. East-west.
From east-west.
Left.
That was wicked. Saw two helicopters come in, gun the same target at the same time, and break in opposite directions.
This is Leroy 1-1. I've still got thermal contacts visible through that window.
Hey, bro, we're on the walls of the building now.
I copy. See you.
All stations is not interrogative. Any thermal contacts north or south of our current position within the military compound?
I got nothing on my side.
I don't see anything.
Hey, just in time.
Any station.
I've got QRF coming in from the west.
This is Leroy 1180. I've got you 5x5.
Solid copy, Leroy. Do you have any thermal contacts within this base, north or south of our position?
Leroy, rifle on QRF, immediate west.
This is 11 negative this time.
Right, so on that from the east.
Leroy, stand by for pickup.
Leroy, standing by for pickup.
LZ 1207 079 097.
Leroy, tally.
Breeze east.
Leroy, less than 30.
Waving.
You're a 2 pylon. Transport. Stand by for track. Gotta work on my confined space LDs.
On.
I'm so angry, I just got in the air.
I got truck of reinforcements coming in from the east of the objective. Nemesis, be advised, we've got truck of reinforcements that are inbound east of the objective this time.
Big enough?
Appears to be enemy reinforcements inbound east of the objective this time.
Leroy, Genesis 12. The RTB this time.
got some targets deeper. You got a Vodnik that's coming through that destroyed town, and looks like a technical behind it.
Got an MTLV. Flash one MTLV. Got a guy shouldering something.
Rat.
Yeah, good splash. Additional targets in the tree line. Splash!
It's a little terrifying.
Yeah! Clinch. What happened?
Carrera and I nearly had a midair.
Get him?
Yeah.
Carrera is not dead yet. We need to shoot more. I just yeeted it into a tree like an idiot. That's okay. The fueling probe just is the only thing that got damaged.
It's getting shot at it by something. I'm ready to push a debrief.
Yeah, I'm good as well. I was just going around on that last run.
Alright, all stations, let's land on the debrief this and get out of here. Nemesis, we're just going to touch it down and debrief.
this. You did this. You stole my last LZ. I was here.
You said you just got into the air, didn't you?
I was literally like taking off as he was calling in the fucking pickup. I heard it because I could hear it on global.
Oof. Gotta be quicker. Angry wagey.
I was busy waging.
All right. Well. Debrief. Thoughts, comments, questions?
Hi.
Hello. Just gotta get used to it.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it could be used good. I think it would be even better when there's more people. It takes a lot of the direct fighting duties off of me, and I can do other jobs.
Well, let's plan on incorporating this as the system going forward for at least Viking and Viking's Ops, and when I can get the other JTAC surprised, we can do it for everybody else too.
Okay.
Yep.
Thoughts?
No, not really. Like I said, happy to do this with more people. Limits to what we can do with this. But yeah, no, watching the everything in front of us just get strafed to shit. What was it? Remember the one that's kind of like a little jail? That building?
Yeah.
Like rolling up
Guardhouse.
to that. Yeah, that. Rolling up to that and half the people in there are dead. Yeah, no, that's great.
Cool.
I shot a man with a single barrel shotgun.
Nice.
Sorry about blowing the building up.
What? Is he a
That-
robot? Is that just me?
No.
It's just you.
No,
It's
Falconer.
Falconer is like that for me.
Interesting.
Probably gonna have to, going forward with that, not destroying the objective.
Yeah, that was my fault. I realize I should not use chain gun even in the slightest on the building.
More so just like the bail should probably be set off.
I don't even think that it's bail necessarily. I feel like that's just restrictions on target is don't blow up shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was my fault entirely. I'm gonna own up to that, but I used HE cannon thinking, yeah, it'll go through the building because I'm used to AP, where you get 2 shots with the AP. You fire 2 shots, it goes through the whole building, and it doesn't blow the building up. Sorry, Brewski. I know I'm hurting your ears.
Yeah, that's why I'm backing away.
Falconer's like that for me.
See, but Dalton, that led to a very funny moment where I told Stukas, hey, tell them to strafe that building, followed by the building collapsing. Which building? Well,
I had to look in between runs, and I'm watching you guys hit it. He goes, "Hey, have them hit that big building in front of us." I was like, "The one they've been hitting," and then it collapses.
We did as we requested.
We cleared at the building.
We did.
Off the map.
Yeah, 100%.
Other than that, I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, we shot it with miniguns a lot, but I wanted to get 1 or 2 AP shots in, thinking, it'll go through the building. Nope.
Yeah, just my rule is don't use cannons on buildings. There's I can't find a reason to do it because 7.62 patents perfectly well. And
Unless it's a sandbag bunker or something that doesn't
100%.
collapse.
Yeah, and then that's where the cannon's for. But yeah, for just straight buildings, I don't have a reason, I think, to use cannon.
Gotcha. Yeah, I used to use it a lot. Like I said, especially on those concrete bunkers in, what was it, Malden?
Yeah.
Where we are operating out of? Ronnie? Whatever the hell, the weird island fortress thing. Where I would shoot AP into the little
But again,
hole, it would ricochet
concrete
around a
bunker,
bunch.
different than just generic ass building.
Yeah. And the vanilla A3 buildings have a way better damage modeled for 30 mil and things of that nature, but still.
Cool. Other thoughts, comments?
Nope.
Nope.
Threats of bodily harm.
stick, Hart, can you stick around after for
Yes,
S1?
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Boyle, thanks for being here. Hopefully that gives you some candy to work with subsequent ops.
Will do.
No, Boyle.
Yes,
What?
Boyle.
No. What?
All right. Carrera, do you have anything?
I've got nothing.
All right. Well, call that a day. Thank you, guys. You're dismissed.
Glad I could make it. I was there in spirit. I watched the stream.
Yep.
Oh.
Ah, my eyes.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's so fucking bright.
If you see the AH6, it's me fucking around.
I have used.
wondering why I heard AH6 like
Alright. Fairly well, right?
I'm trying to see if I can pen the roof of this bunker with a dowel.
Cool.
Those bunkers, no, those bunkers. Oh yeah, you actually did. I guess.
You killed him.